Hi, hello, vanakkam, and welcome to yet another episode on Little's Law YouTube channel. In our previous video, in our Linux videos, we saw some of the basic commands that we use for the Linux or by the Linux administrator or any user. Today, we are going to see about a particular command and how are we going to use it and make the best utilization out of it. This helps for the administrators who do Linux administration and also for the performance engineers who monitor the Linux machines during any testing or during any production support. And the command we are going to the command is top, T-O-P. To run the top command, we have to type TOP in the command line and press enter. The command starts in an interactive command mode, showing the active processes and other system information. There are various other parameters we can use with the top command that helps us to understand its various functionalities, that helps us to understand and get more insights on the memory, the idle processes, the CPU, and various other metrics. Let's see them one by one. So to start with, after you enter the top command and to come out of that particular window and to get back your place where we type the command. So to do that, we have to press the key Q, the letter Q. So once you press the letter Q, automatically the screen gets quit and we get the command window where we enter our commands. So now, as we know, the top command will list us all the running Linux processes. And the next command that we are going to try now is sending a signal. So to do that, we have to use the top command. And by pressing the K key and enter the process of the, by entering the PID process, we can understand the process. So here we have 4 process IDs, which is 1, 21, 22, and 38. So by entering the process ID, we can kill the process. But since we are not doing it, so let us quit. But again, to just recall, so after you enter the top command and by pressing the kill key, by doing it by pressing the key K. So in many of the situations where we might need to kill some processes which are taking more memory or which are taking more CPU, or if that particular process has got hanged. So in those situations, we might need to use this. So after entering top and by giving, let me again just do it. So after entering top, just by clicking K, we will be asked to enter the process ID, and just by entering the process ID and giving an enter key will actually kill the process. So for now, let's quit this and let's now see the next command. So far, you can see here that the values are getting refreshed, which is on the top of the processor. So they get refreshed. And again, after we enter the top, we don't find the automatic escape from the particular screen. So we have one command which helps us to quit after particular number of refresh that happens. So to do that, let's give a quick Q and we'll come out. And I'm giving us top -n, which tells us the number. So after these many number of refresh, the page will quit. I'm giving us 3. So let's see now. So the first refresh happened. And after the third refresh, automatically the process has quit and it has come out. So to do that, what we did is top -n. Let me try it again with number 3. So by doing this, automatically the quit from the monitoring part will happen and we'll get back to our normal mode. And next, we will see some of the sorting process. So this will actually help us to understand which particular process is taking more CPU or which particular process is taking more memory during the execution or during any production deployment. So let's see how to do it. So to do that, we will have to enter top. And now we are in the top mode, which is we are in the monitoring mode now. So to see or to sort based on the memory column, we'll need to press M. So now automatically the process is being sorted in the memory column since every process is now in the same level. So we will not be able to see which is taking more time, but still by pressing the M, automatically it will arrange or automatically it will sort in the memory column value. And to sort by the process ID, you will have to press N. By doing N, we can sort it by the process ID. And then for the time column, we'll have to press T. So this will automatically sort based on the time column. So let's now again try the process ID. So now the process IDs are in the order of 43, 22, 1, and 21. Let's now press and see. Let's now sort it using the process ID. So by entering press or by pressing P, automatically the process have got sorted out in the process ID column value. And finally, it happened with the, let me just try it again. So by pressing P, automatically it has changed with the time column. And then by pressing N, automatically it has changed based on the process ID column. And now I'm going to sort down based on the CPU column. So to do that, to sort by the CPU column, we'll have to press P. By pressing P, automatically the CPU which has got the maximum one is on the top and the other values or other processes are in the bottom location. So let's now filter by a specific user. So where does this helps us? Why do we need this? Say for example, if we are running a particular test or if we need to monitor a particular process which we have recently deployed to the Linux machine. So to monitor a particular file or a particular process, we will require this. So let's try that. Let's see. So we have two users. One is root and the other one is Vasant. So let's try with the root user. So to get that, we'll have to enter top -u and the username. So who is the user? So we have two users here. One is the root. The other one is Vasant. So let's try with root now. So now we have actually filtered and we could see only the root users in the monitoring area. So let's now move on to the next top command. So that is by changing, or we can change the display units. So this we can do it by using the capital EE to choose the units we want to use for displaying the memory values. And by pressing the lower E, we can change or we can choose the unit for displaying the values in the process list. So let's now try it. Let's now try using it. So top E, stop, and by pressing the small E. So now we can see here all the values are displayed in megabytes. And again, I'm pressing B, pressing E. So now it has been changed to G, gigabyte. And now it is in petabit, baby bit. So, but basically it starts with kilobyte. So now it has been displayed in kilobytes and then it moves to megabyte. So same way it gets increased. So let's keep it with the basic one, that is the kilobytes. So by pressing the small letter E, we can choose the unit of displaying values in the process list. And this actually helps us to understand how much process is being actually utilized. So let's now move to the next command. So using this command, we can change the output contents. So how to do it? So to do that, we will have to enter the top command, and by pressing the number 1 on the keyboard, it will allow us to see individual statistics for each CPU core. And by pressing the number 1 repeatedly will allow us to toggle the core statistics. So let's try it. So we are into the currently the top command. So I'm pressing 1. And since this machine is an 8-core machine, we can see the 7 CPU and we can also see the memory. So this actually helps us, this actually shows us how much CPU is being utilized during any session. So I'm pressing again 1. So this will actually take it back to the previous screen. So now by pressing 1, we can see all the values. So to see the graph instead of value, so to see that, we will need to press the small t. So this will show us the level of CPU that is being utilized, the graph value instead of numbers. So this will actually help us to get more idea on what is happening or how much CPU or memory is being utilized. So initially we started with the top command. Let me again do it. So initially we started with the top command, and by pressing 1, we have, or we can see the utilization, and by pressing this letter small t, we can actually see in a graph mode. So that is about the core statistics, that is about the CPU core statistics and the usage graph. And then let's now move on to the memory. So far we have seen about the CPU, and memory is the next most important metric. So to see that, we again go to top. To see that, we'll have to press the small m. So by pressing the m, we can see the memory graph, the memory usage graph. By pressing the second m, we can see the complete memory usage of the machine. So far we have seen 2 important graphs. So one is the CPU by pressing this letter small t, and memory by pressing small m. And then now let us see about the color mode. So far we are seeing only the basic color mode, the black and white. So if we really want to change the color modes, we can actually do that by pressing the letter Z, you would say. So by pressing Z, we can have the screens more interesting. And if you want to have the same screen, you can have the black and white mode. So these are some of the very basic top commands so far we have seen. So let's now see a few more commands that are associated with the top. So to see the full command line, instead of the process name, we'll have to press the C, the small c. So let's see how to do it. So I'm again going back to the top, and I'm pressing the letter small c. By pressing the small c, we are supposed to see the full command line. So let's try with the other key. So I'm pressing capital V. Let's try it. By pressing the letter capital V, we can see the process hierarchy. So every process are under the root. So when I'm pressing the V again, I can see the hierarchical structure. So the root 1, the process ID 1 root is the root process, and every other process, the 21, 22, and 51 are the child process of the root process. To do a toggle of that, to view the root and to see the child. By pressing V, the capital V, we can see the root and their child processes. And then to see the active tasks. So what are the active tasks? We will need to press the capital I. So far we don't have any active tasks. So that's the reason we cannot see any active task when I press the key I. And let us now see one more command, that is limiting the process number. So to do that, we will have to press the N key, the small n. So this will ask us to display the maximum number of tasks. So far it is mentioned as 0. 0 is unlimited. So I'm giving now as 2, and this will take us to the top or the first 2 processes. If we need to again change it to the maximum process, we'll have to press again the small n and enter 0. And that will display all the processes that are running in the Linux machine. These are some of the processes which we have. And then we have the changing the process priority, where we can change the priority for each of the process. So to do that, we'll have to press the R key, the small r, and we'll have to enter the process ID. So for now, I'm entering the process ID as 21. I'm clicking enter. So now the priority has changed. And let's now filter the process. So to do the filtering process, we'll have to press the small letter O. So by pressing that key, it will ask, we can see a prompt message where it will ask for the memory process. So now I want to filter based on the memory value. So I'm giving us percentage memory, which should be greater than 3.0. So if any memory that are more than 3.0 utilization should get displayed, and I'm giving us enter. And since there are no process which takes more than 3.0 level or percentage of process, so there are no processes that are visible. So again, to get back, we will need to press O, and again the same command. And let us try with the command where we say as 0. So whatever that comes is equal. So now we want to clear the filter. So we want to clear all the filters that we have added. So to clear all the filters, we will have to press the key equals. So when we press the key equals, automatically all the process or all the filters will get cleared and we'll get all the process. So with that, we have come to an end. So far we have seen various commands that are associated with top. We have seen commands, or we have seen how to see or how to filter the CPU, or how to monitor the CPU, how to monitor the memory, and how to monitor them with various metrics, various sizes. And also we have filtered the process which we want. We can even kill the process which we do not want to execute. I believe so far you have got a lot more interesting and information. So thanks again for watching this video. Please do subscribe to our channel, like this video and share it with your friends. We'll meet in another interesting video. Thank you. Bye-bye.